What's up, fam? This is your boy, Prince Cowboy from the Cold Cheese and Hot Bullets podcast. This is going to be somewhat of a lengthy video because I'm going to have the breaking news, the injury report, the Dallas and Packers reaction, the Vikings Cowboys predictions, and the comments on the Packers and Titans game. And I'm in the video right there. Start off with breaking news. We got two players that came in for the Cowboys, basically for a cup of coffee and to join the practice squad for right now. One is Antonio Callaway, a wide receiver from about 4 or 5 different teams, bottom of the barrel pick, the usual Cowboy stuff. They won't make a big splash and get a big free agent or big name. So we got him, and we got Tech McKinley, defensive end. He's one of Dan Quinn's picks. He played for the Falcons. I think that year they went to the Super Bowl and embarrassed themselves and lost against the Patriots that year when they was up by two or three touchdowns in a half, and they let Tom Brady come all the way back. We got them too, but they're not worth talking about. They simply some guys that had some trouble passes, off-field issues, and basically Dallas is going to do them a solid and let them come in and see what they're going to do. So they're not really worth talking about. They're bottom of the barrel players. Next, we're going to get into the injury report. On the Cowboys side, we got Anthony Barr with a hamstring. Most likely he'll probably be out the game. We got Anthony Brown with a concussion. He may be playing, but if he don't clear the concussion protocol, he'll be out. We got Ezekiel Elliott with a knee, and from what I'm hearing, he's going to play. We got Michael Gallup with a knee. I think he's going to hobble and try to play on the field that day, try to jump on the field. DeMarcus Lawrence is definitely playing, but he got a foot injury. Tyler Smith most likely be playing with his knee. And then Quentin Bohanna will probably be inactive with illness. We got the Vikings side on this injury report. We got Christian Derrison with a concussion. We got Caleb Evans with a concussion. Most likely them two will not be playing. We got Justin Jefferson with a toe. I'm sure he's going to force himself to play this game. We got Zadarius Smith, former Packer, with a knee. I'm sure he's going to show up. He's pretty tough. And we got Devin Tomlinson with a calf. I don't know if he's going to play, but I'm sure he's probably going to try to play, or he may be inactive. I'm not a Vikings fan, so I don't know what's his willpower and what he's about. Now I'm going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys and the Packers game reaction. The way I feel about this game is this is one of them legacy games, a legendary game that dates all the way back to the Ice Bowl that started this whole nostalgia between the Dallas Cowboys and the Packers. It's a game that's well watched. It's more like a Thanksgiving game you'll see on Thanksgiving Day while you're sitting down eating your turkey, dressing, potato salad, and whatever else you like to have for Thanksgiving. It was a game that should have been won by us with the ease. Packers is, no offense to you, Reese, man, is a pathetic team this year, lackluster. Quarterback throws his player underneath the bus. It's finally showing up. They got a lot of injuries. It's almost like he's tired of them, they tired, and the players is tired of Aaron Rodgers. And it showed that game from just about throughout the whole game. Now they muster up enough spirit to show up and score 14 points. We scored first, then they scored 2 points, and pretty much all the way up into the end of the first half, where we mustered up and we tied the game 14-14 at the end of the second quarter, which is the end of the first half. And then the second half, we started out right with running the ball, and we got up 14 more points, making it 28-14. We got stupid. We stopped running and started putting the ball in the air so bad that Dak Prescott threw for 46 times, and Aaron Rodgers only threw for 23. Aaron Rodgers had the right mindset: throw less, run more. With Kellen Moore as our offensive coordinator, but I like to call him the offensive sabotager. He sabotaged us into throwing 46 times, throw more, run less, and they end up tying it at the very end of the game to making it to overtime. We went into overtime. The refs started to do their thing and bamboozle us, but we deserve it, because if we would have did it, took care of them in regulation, as soon as we got them 2 touchdowns ahead, 14 points ahead, when it was 28-14, just run the ball instead of throwing it, we would have ran the clock out and won the game with no problems. But we deserve everything we got in overtime, so we lost the game. And that's why this loss hurt the most, because we was the better team. We had the better cast, we had the better squad, we had the better coaches. And we let them off the hook, and that hurt. And like I told him after that game, he was boasting and bragging, saying, "We back, Reese, man, my partner, my compadre, my partner in crime." I said, "Man, your team is what it is. It's not that good. It's just we decided to jump dumb. We decided to play dumb football, and stupid solutions get dumb results." And that's basically what happened with us. But I said, one thing about them Titans, they gonna stick to a plan. And no matter if it works or not, they gonna stick with it, and they gonna run the ball down your throat until you literally almost have to beg them not to, and they still gonna run the ball down your throat no matter what. And that's what I told him. But I'm gonna comment on that later on in the video. But I told him, don't celebrate too much. I said, just stay calm, be patient. Thursday night is coming. But we're gonna get into that. Now I'm gonna talk about the Vikings and Cowboys predictions. I predict we're gonna win this game because it's a desperate win for us. It's a win that we gotta have. It's a win that's gonna be meaningful because we done played them the last 2 times in the past 2 years, and that's the 3rd season facing them. So we pretty much know this team. We match up well with this team, and we know how to play against the Vikings 100%. And the simple fact that their quarterback used to be a Washington Redskin back when they was the Redskins at the time, quarterback, we always make it a point to give him living, you know what, because he used to be in our division. So we remind him that you still a Redskin quarterback to us. You still a Redskin player to us. You just wearing a Viking uniform. I think we can contain Jefferson by getting at the quarterback. I think that our run defense is going to be a little better. I think they're going to anticipate the run much better because, the one thing I can say about the Cowboys, once we lose a game we supposed to win, we show up big in the next game, and that never fails. The problem is that we got a short week against the Giants, and I'm going to have to make a video like 2 or 3 days from now talking about that. But I think we can do pretty good in that game too, because I have no faith in Daniel Jones. Their quarterback is the reason why I feel we always win against them. But they're well coached this year. But I think we can win this game 27-17, about the same score as the Titans beat the same score that the Titans beat the Packers with. But it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be a well-rounded game. The Vikings is well coached. The Cowboys is well coached, depending on what game it was. We weren't well coached in that Packers game because Dan Quinn let us down by letting them run 200 yards on us. Of course, Mike McCarthy let us down by allowing Kellen Moore to do what he did by throwing all them dang passes when we didn't need them passes to be thrown like that. Listen, old-fashioned football would never go out of style. And like I said, the NFL have been trying to get rid of the run game or the running back position for the past 20 years, and you're just not going to get rid of that. That's bread and butter. And at the end of the day, when you got 2 stud running backs, which in this game we had Pollard and we had Malik Davis, but Malik Davis is still a nice running back. He was good. He was more than good enough to win that game against the Packers because he was gaining all type of yards. Malik Davis is no pushover, even though he was our practice squad guy we activated to come into the game due to Zeke's knee. But you always got to have somebody to crunch down defensive line, and that's the reason why I say I still choose Zeke over Pollard, because at the end of the day, when it comes down to the playoffs, you need that running back that will be a dagger to a defensive line that will bleed it out. You cannot replace that with a dash. You know what I mean? Zeke is the thunder and Pollard is the lightning. The only way the lightning is gonna be potent unless you got that thunder that's gonna put enough damage on it that the lightning, all he got to do is just run around the wounded players that the thunder done put the punishment on. And it's a reason for the power running back that knows how to break down a defensive line. And that's the beautiful thing about having something like Zeke. And I think Zeke gonna be playing in this Vikings game, and we need that. We need that bad. We need that Zeke thunder that's gonna put some punishment on that defensive line and let them know what it is and what it's gonna be. He's the one that sets the tone, and that's the thing. Your cowbell sets the tone, and your slasher, he's the Ginzu blade. He's gonna run. He's gonna send it through so you can make sure you can guarantee that touchdown. But that cowbell's gonna set that tone. He's gonna dictate and let everybody know who it is. And that's why Henry is so popular in the league now, because he's a great tone setter. And when you got somebody that's gonna set a tone, and even when people know you're running, you're gonna run no matter what, and you can't stop it, it makes a defense, and it makes the whole team, that's not only the defense, but the offensive line, the defensive line, and the special teams, and the coaching staff feel helpless. Because they're watching it and they ain't got no solution to it, and that's a hell of a feeling. So I think we can win this game 27-17. They might surprise me because Dallas Cowboys gonna come with a full head of steam, trying to score early and often. And I hope they have that same mentality. I hope Kellen Moore comes to his senses in this game and be like, hey, I tried to throw that ball a million times last game. This game, I'm gonna keep it simple, and we're gonna get this win and leave, and then get a 1 day's rest and prepare for the Giants, because the Giants are gonna be another tough opponent. So we just made things harder on us. But I think we can win this game. I know we can win this game 27-17 Cowboys to advance to a 7-3 record. Hopefully by the end of next week, we'll be 8-3. And we'll be right back where we need to be at. Because these 2 games we got to win due to losing to the Packers. So, a game that we should have won. We had in our hands and we lost. And that's why I'm so burned up about. But it's in the past. It's stretched. It's balled up. It's thrown in the trash can. Now I'm going to comment about these Green Bay Packers and the Titans games. Reese, man, I told you, dog, your team is who it is, bruh. Ain't nothing special about this team. Ain't nothing nostalgic except for the game y'all played us. That was a nostalgic win. Just like the Redskins or the Commanders beating the Eagles is a nostalgic win. It's not something that you are supposed to do all the time. It's not what y'all are. It's just y'all came out with a lot of heart, a head full of steam, and you just hit the team in the mouth when they at least suspected, and they just didn't know how to react, and you beat them. There's nothing special about this team. It's plain Jane. Your quarterback is sick and tired. Seems like he's not enthusiastic to play the game no more. The players, some of them is half brought on Aaron Rodgers, and most of them don't really want to play with him because he likes to throw his players under the bus, and I've been saying that for years. Now all this stuff is finally coming to surface. It's one thing to be a great quarterback, but it's another thing to be a great leader. Say what you want about Dak Prescott. Them players will run through the wall for him because he's a great leader. And he knows how to keep things that's locker room in the locker room. And he knows how to keep things that's supposed to be in the media in the media. And that's the difference. He's not throwing nobody under the bus. If it's somebody that makes a mistake that they should get the blame for it, guess what? Dak Prescott gonna take the blame for it. Hey, it's my fault. Maybe it's something I should have did different. Now, Dak Prescott might pull that player aside behind the closed doors and get into his behind, but he's not going to diss them on camera or put them out in the public like that. The only way you hear Dak Prescott doing something like that unless the media is lying on him, but that's not his character. He's a stand-up dude, and and he's a dude that most players want to play for. Aaron Rodgers, yeah, you want to play for him because he's great, but as soon as you make that one mistake, your name is going to be all up in the damn press conference. He's going to be dragging you, and he's going to be putting you down to the ground and making you feel like you're less of a player. So when the next time you play a game, you ain't going to have the confidence to want to play underneath him, because you know if you make one mistake, he may have you on the Summer Jam stream for the press to eat up on. And listen, salute to the Titans. The Titans is just one of them nose-hole bar, blue collar, bring my metal, steel, stainless, with my steel lunch pail and my thermos to work type teams. They don't care about who you is, what you is, how legendary you supposed to be, how many Super Bowl rings you got. They don't care about your Hall of Fame status. They gonna come in there and they gonna do what they do, and then they gonna leave in a professional fashion with that same metal lunchbox and that same metal thermos, and they're gonna be professional about it. They're gonna hit you hard. They're gonna play hard. They're going to talk a little bit of you know what, and then they're going to pick you up like a gentleman, dust you off, and say it's a good game. But you should have known better for coming in here with them weak hits, them weak pass rushes, and your little weak corners trying to cover our players. It just ain't going through. The Titans is a man's team, just like they coach. Coach look like he still can put on some pads and make plays. And that's just how it is. That's the reason why you got King Henry, that he has such a great relationship with his coach, because they got the same mindset. You can tell that them two are one with each other. They think the same. They love some of the same things. They seem like they chill out outside the game. It's not just a show for the television or the cameras. They seem like they're very congruent in each other when it comes down to thinking football. It seems like they spend a lot of time in film together. Tannehill's comfortable with his team because he came from the team that didn't support him, that didn't think that he was a great quarterback, and didn't have any faith in him. They gave him no weapons. He was running for his life down there in Miami. When he came to Tennessee, he had all the weapons he wanted. He had a good running back, and he had a good scheme. And I always said Tannehill, I don't think he's a great quarterback, but I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's good enough to know when he's in a good situation. And even though they don't have that many weapons out on that team, they know how to squeeze the talent out of every little bit of players that they got. And that's the reason why the Titans is where they at. I wish my team had the same mindset, and I envy that from the Titans, and I salute them for displaying that masterful beating and destruction, power of destruction, and power, will, and front against the Packers, because they really showed that the Packers don't have nothing special but just a quarterback. That's it. Aaron Rodgers, that bad man that got beat badly in Lambeau on a cold, snow flurry day. But that's all I got to say. It's been a disappointing week. That's the reason why I haven't made any videos none this week. I did a lot of contemplating on what I was going to say on this video. And I said it's going to be pretty lengthy because I haven't did any videos all week. So I just gave you everything in one video. So the next video I'm going to have is the reaction of the victory over the Vikings, because I'm going to speak in existence, because hopefully they'll play with some sense. So that's it. That's all I got to say. I'm out.